Joining us now is Democratic Senator Alex Padilla of California. He's on the Judiciary Committee and the Senate Rules Committee. Senator, so great to see you in person. I understand we're your first in-person interview since the pandemic, so we're happy to be part of that. Listen, what are your concerns about the impact on crime, violent crime, and maybe gun deaths with the lifting of this law?
Well, look, a horrible ruling, number one. Number two, Californians, rest assured, the ruling is being appealed. So it's not a final. The court process, the judicial process is ongoing. But what a horrible signal it sends, especially given, what's going on around the country.
So you're part of the Senate Rules Committee, which issued this report on the insurrection. I was talking to Tim Kaine, Democratic Senator from Virginia the other night. He said this was a report about securing a building, not securing democracy. I guess my question is that enough?
Of course, it's not enough. Senator Kaine is absolutely right. This report addressed the threats to the Capitol, not the threats to the country. And it's almost the equivalent as saying after 9/11, all we had to do was beef up airport security, and that was it. Clearly, there was more going on. We had to get to the root causes, as we did with after 9/11, set up a bipartisan independent commission to get to the root of the problem. That is still what we need to get to the root causes of what led to the deadly insurrection of January 6th.
What was the deal with not including the word insurrection in the actual report, except in footnotes and quotations? Were you guys really hamstrung by fears of upsetting Republicans?
Look, I think it was important to put out a bipartisan report from the Rules Committee, and I think that's just the bottom line. Republicans would not sign on if the word insurrection was there. The rest of us know what it was, not just a violent insurrection, a deadly insurrection, but it does provide some helpful, meaningful recommendations to beef up Capitol security, but we still need to do much more.
Doesn't it also actually tell you almost everything you need to know about the willingness to actually accept what happened and why, if they're not willing to use the word insurrection?
Look, when you saw January 6th play out and Republican, both House members and members of the Senate come back in after the siege of the Capitol and still vote to overturn or not accept the result of the election, that told you everything you need to know. So yes, our democracy is under threat, not just because of what happened January 6th, the need for additional investigation about what led to January 6th, but look at what's happening at state houses across the country. We're here debating, negotiating the John Lewis Voting Rights Act in the U.S. Capitol, the For the People Act, but in state after state after state, more than 300 bills to make it harder for eligible people to register, stay registered, and vote. Our democracy, our fundamental right to vote is under attack.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez the other day basically said, enough with these attempts at bipartisanship. She said it's a hustle by the Republicans. Are you beginning to feel that way? Do you think it's worth it trying to get them to sign on, or are you ready to go it alone?
Do I think it's worth it? Absolutely. Every day we have to try. But there's a difference between trying and waiting and not taking action versus trying in good faith. But if there's not reciprocity on that, we got to move on. The failure for us to set up an independent bipartisan commission to investigate January 6th tells you a whole heck of a lot. The partisan vote to pass the American Rescue Plan a couple months ago tells you a whole heck of a lot. So we'll keep trying, but we can't afford to wait. We have the
wait. Is the moment now? Is it time?
Look, it's time to move forward on protecting voting rights, time to move forward on infrastructure investment, time to move forward on criminal justice reform, immigration reform, tackling climate. There's a whole lot of work that needs to move forward.
With just Democrats?
If that's what it takes. Again, we're trying each and every day, but we can't afford to wait, because from one day to the next, it'll be too close to the next election, and we should hear from the people. We've heard from the people.
Senator Padilla, thank you for joining us. So great to see you in person.
Thank you.